So hello everyone, let us solve another lead code question, that is number of islands. So let us read the problem statement. So you are given an m cross n 2D binary grid, and this grid represents a map of ones that represents land and zeros which represents water, and we need to return the total number of islands present in this map. And they have then given the definition of island. Now an island is surrounded by water and is formed by connecting adjacent land horizontally or vertically. Now this is an important line because we can't move diagonally. Now you may assume all four edges of the grid are all surrounded by water. So let us understand more clearly with the help of this second example. So let us understand this second example. So this is the second example that they have given, and they have given this 2D grid which represents the map. Now how can we say a particular land is an island? How can we define an island here? So you can see that this green portion is horizontally and vertically. If we start from here, horizontally or vertically there is some land. Here also vertically there is some land. Here also horizontally there is some land. But if we move from here horizontally to this side, it is all water. If we move from here vertically downwards, here it is all water. So we can say that this particular land, or let me just undo this thing, this particular group of ones, we can call them as one island. Now you might say that this is also connected, but they have clearly said that we can only move horizontally or vertically. So we can't move this diagonally. So that's why we are not considering that. Now if you check this one, this is one again separate island. So this is another island. And this again two ones represents another island. So in total there are 3 islands, and that's what our output also says. Now this is exactly or almost similar to the previous question that we have discussed, that was island perimeter. There is just a slight change. Instead of perimeter, we just need to find total number of islands. So if you haven't watched that video first, I recommend you to watch that video and then come back to this video for better understanding. So coming on to this question, how will we solve this? We have seen in the previous video, we will use a simple DFS technique or depth first search. We start from a particular one and we keep exploring all the ones until we can. Now after exploring all the ones, let's say I'm talking about this island. So let's say these are all the ones surrounded. So I can start from this particular one and I can keep on exploring all the other ones. Once I know that I have already visited all the ones present in this island, I can mark this island as visited, or I can say that I found one particular island. Now I can move on to the next island, let's say this one. So I can move on to this next island and I can move around its corners or going in all the 4 directions, and then again I can say that I find particular island. Again we can go to this particular set of ones and I can explore all the possible paths. After exploring all the possible paths, I can say that this island is this is also one particular island. So what we need to do is, for each and every one that is present in our matrix, we will call a DFS if it is not already been visited. Now after running each and every DFS call, obviously we will increment our answer by 1 to represent that we found a particular island. We will more understand in a better way in the code now. So let us write the code for better understanding of this question. So let us write the code now. So let us define the m and n first. So m is the representing the number of rows, so it is grid dot size, and n is representing the number of columns, so we can say grid of 0 dot size. Now we will keep one answer variable which will keep count the number of islands, and in the end we will return this answer as the total number of islands. Now what we need to do is, we need to iterate through this entire map, and whenever we found another thing is that we need to make one visited array, because visited matrix actually, because we don't want to visit a one particular island again and again, because then we will count one particular island many times and it will give us eventually the wrong answer, and it will go into infinite loop which will give us the TLE. So we need one like visited vector for storing that we have already visited the particular island and we don't want to consider that again. So this is the visited array or visited matrix. Now what we will do now, whenever we find a particular one, so if grid of I comma j is equal to 1, as well as I have not visited that one previously, and visited of I comma j equal to 0, that means from here we will surely find one particular island, even if it is a single one. So we will increment our answer by 1 and then we will call a DFS to explore the entire island. Once we complete iterating this entire map, we will find the total number of islands and we will return that as our answer. So let us write the DFS function now. So before that I need to pass on all the functions, and we will also pass the visited matrix. So let us write the DFS function now. So grid, and we will have then I comma j comma m comma n, and we will have the visited matrix. Now what will be the base case? If we go some out of bounds or if we go inside water, then we need to return from there. So if our I is less than 0 or our j is less than 0, or if I is greater than equal to m or j is greater than equal to n, or if like we are moving to the island which is already been visited, so if it is 1, or as well as if we are going inside water, so grid of I comma j equal to 0, that means this is the base condition. What is the base condition? If we are going out of bounds, or if we are visiting a particular land or particular one again which has already been visited previously, or if we are going inside water, that means I will not found a land anymore connecting towards my previous land. So from here we need to return, or else what we need to do, we are present at a particular land which is not visited, so we will first mark that land as visited. Now we will call DFS function again in all the 4 possible directions that they have mentioned in the question. So there are 4 possible directions are top, left, up and down. So we'll now pass on the parameters for all the 4 possible directions. So one can be I plus 1 comma j, then one could be I minus 1 comma j, other can be I comma j plus 1, and other can be I comma j minus 1, and the rest all things remain same. What are this? M comma n comma grid, visited, and these things remain same in all the 4 DFS functions. Control V, V, V. So this was about the code. So let us understand again what we are doing. So I have declared m as number of rows, n as number of columns. Now what we are doing, we are initializing a total number of islands equal to 0 initially, and we are making a visited matrix. Now we will iterate through this entire map, and whenever we find a particular one which is not been covered previously, we try to cover the entire land which is connected to it, and this connected land we are calling as a particular island. So once we cover this particular island, we will increment our answer by 1 because we are sure that if we find a particular one, we are surely going to find one particular island. So we are incrementing our answer by 1, and we are exploring that all the islands, not all the islands, we are exploring the entire island and making all the ones as visited in that, so that we don't encounter them again. Now again, if we find some particular one in this grid which was not connected, we will again increment our answer by 1 to ensure that we again find some particular island. again we are marking all the ones which are connected to that particular one as visited. This will keep going until we cover entire map. And how we are doing this? First is the base case. We are going in all the 4 directions, that is I plus 1 comma j, I minus 1 comma j, I comma j plus 1 and I comma j minus 1. After doing all this, we are just returning this answer. So let us run this on sample test case. So it is giving us the error. Let's see what is the error. So okay, let us run now. So it runs fine on sample test case. Let us submit if it works correctly or not. So yeah, solution got accepted. Hope you learned from this video. Thank you.